everyone. I'm going to tell you the story of R.K. Narayan, Malgudi School Days. I enjoy reading this story. It reminds me of how people lived in Tamil Nadu, where I lived from birth to 3 years. Swami was reluctant to open his eyes because it was a Monday. Mondays were usually very unpleasant. After the leisure of Saturday and Sunday, now we had to go to school, that dismal yellow building with his fire-eyed school teacher, Vivvaan Bajpayee. He loathed school. Swami's full name was Swami Nathan, but people called him Swami just for fun. He had just made 2 new friends, Rajam and Mani. Rajam had recently moved into their farm. He was the police superintendent's son. So Swami was thrilled to have a friend like him. They had adventures near Nallappa's grove. Then came the dreaded time of all, the examinations. Oh, Swaminathan hated the examinations. But he had to do them if he wanted to stay in his board's high school. So he studied. Mani used to dog the steps of the school clerk, asking for valuable advice about what they would study. The last time, the clerk denied having any knowledge but said that they would have to practice map drawing in geography just like Swaminathan did, and they would also have to practice many sums in arithmancy or arithmetic. And then in English they would have to read their important lessons. These answers suited Mani greatly. He smiled and said that the gift he had given the clerk, a brinjal bag worth 4 annas, was after all not a waste. He shared his secret with Swaminathan. Then came the truce between his other friends, Samuel, Shankar and Somu. They had been fighting him because he was very close to Rajam, but at one time had humiliated him in front of the whole class. So Swami had attacked them. They had all been given prizes by Rajam for declaring that they would be friends. Then Swami realized that father had been becoming quite frustrated and annoying. One time he made Swami do a sum that lasted for 1 hour. Swami was very upset. He did the exams, and after the exams, which meant going to a new form, Mani shattered ink everywhere, breaking pens. He had some assistants, which among them was Swami. Sri Garam was the peon, and as soon as he heard that Mani planned to dye his turban with ink, he came out with a stout stick and pursued students who revelled. Then came the holidays, and then one day, reading the newspapers, Swami discovered about a man who had been fighting a tiger just as his school opened. Then he realized he must do something brave. But father sneered at him. The first thing brave you can do is stop sleeping with mother and father like a baby. They are morally coddling you. Go and sleep in the attic. Swami didn't want to, but he thought that it might lead to one of his bravery tasks, and so it did. a burglar stole in and he came to the attic. Swami used his teeth to bite the thief's ankle. Ayyo! Something has bitten me! Screeched the thief. This was enough for father to come and quickly catch the thief. Swami was showered congratulations and even given a pat by his school teacher, whom he dreaded, Samuel. And then there was a strike because of the arrest of a man called Gauri Shankar. He was a political man and the Indian people had rebelled. Swami was among them. That was where, and they stopped and they didn't go to school that day. The headmaster caned Swami for not coming to school. And even Rajam was upset because his father worked for the government. He was disappointed and it took 6 miserable weeks for them to talk again. This time, just like you can see here, Rajam started a cricket club called the MCC, also called the Malgudi Cricket Club. Malgudi is actually a town that R.K.Narayan himself created. That's amazing, isn't it? Anyway, Rajam then picked some people who were worthy of being in a cricket team. The first day of practice was dismissed as Samuel didn't find the stumps. The next day when he brought them, they began to practice. But only Swami could practice very less because of his drill classes and scout classes. Swami was tired of this. He managed to make the drill master think that he was a swine and make him run away. And then, do you know where he went? Of course, running, panting, straight to the field where he was welcomed by Rajam, who was happy that he had managed to come. But then the rest of the days, the drill master kept a tight watch on him. And the only way out was if Dr. Kesavan was a good doctor, as everyone said. Swami stood in front of Dr. Kesavan's hospital. He knocked, tuck, tuck, tuck. Then the doctor opened the door and said, what can I do for you? Swami knew what to tell. I think I am ill. Can you help me and give me a medical card? Was what he should have said. But no, instead, because he wanted some time to be in the MCC practice, he said, Can you give me a medical certificate telling the headmaster of Board High School that if I don't leave after 4:30, which is when the drill class started, I will die in a few days. This was a lie, but Dr. Kesavan just gave him a smile and agreed. But that was when the headmaster caned him for saying such a thing. Swami was so mad by the things that happened that he snatched the cane, literally plucked it from the headmaster's hand, flung it out of the window as hard as he could, ran back to his desk, picking up his books. Then he ran out of the school which he had hated the most. He ran, thrashing open the door. One would have thought it must have broken down. He scurried all the way to the gate, fiddled with the lock. The watchman tried to stop him. But Swami quickly climbed upon the gate, swung over and jumped, like he used to do when he visited Rajam's house. He tore after the streets. He had run away. Oh no! But the MCC were being accepted a challenge by the YMU, also called the Young Men's Union, and it was on Sunday. Oh no, Swami missed the match because he stayed somewhere and the coachman delayed him. He lied to Swami that it was only Saturday. Meanwhile, at the pitch, Bowling was taking its highest peak. The fourth player of the MCC batted as hard as he could, but no avail. The MCC were being but the MCC were being bet. They tried to keep up with the score, but they lost because Swaminathan, as they had named him, was an extremely good bowler. So he was named Tate, the one who bowls very fast. He had even defeated Rajam. Now he wasn't there, so things were difficult for the MCC and they had lost. Rajam was so upset that he stopped being friends with Swami. Swami anyway received a harsh scolding from Mani. But Rajam did worse. He said he was moving away. Rajam walked away into the train. Swami could only give him a book, a magazine that father had given him. Father tried to be searching him all the while and had finally found him at the cricket match when he came hurrying. And then Rajam went off with a poof of the smoke of the train. He only waved to me, admit it, Mani, Swami said, and Mani agreed. Then Swami felt very upset and began to cry. Mani said, "Don't worry, he will always write to you." "What? Tell me, what's my address?" Mani stammered. Never mind, I've given it to Rajam." Mani had made many jokes before. Swami looked up to see if Mani was joking, but for once, Mani's face had become inscrutable. I hope you enjoyed the story. Thank you.